Hey everyone, looks like we are live. So this is Sharpunessa from Eat Play Fit. We are discussing Viome. I am doing the Viome diet, or I am feeding my gut microbiome on the recommendations of Viome currently. And I thought as I review my results uh, and try the diet or try their dietary recommendations. I will document my journey. So you may have seen, this is the third video in the series. You may have seen my other videos about it. If not, go back and watch the video 1 and 2. I am going to see if I'm able to share my screen this time or not, or I'm not able to share my screen. So let's see if we can. No, no, I'm not able to share my screen, but today we're going to discuss the only two metabolic markers that were good for me. One was metabolic fitness. This score represents active microbial organisms and functions that are associated with the blood sugar, insulin resistance, or weight control. A good score means high activity of microbes and their functions favorably associated with the metabolic fitness. A metabolic fitness scores indicates the need for improvement does not necessarily mean weight loss or gain. Follow your recommendations to support or improve metabolic functions. So it looks like only 17% of Biome customers have this metabolic fitness key on the higher range. So I am one of those 17%. But I don't quite understand how it helps. It probably helps with blood sugar metabolism, insulin resistance, and weight control. So that is good to know. It should not be terribly difficult for me to lose weight based on this marker. The second marker that was good for me is methane gas production pathways. This score assesses the level of activity of all microbial pathways that result in giving off methane gas in your gut. I don't even know if it is methane or methane. This kind of activity, when high, has been linked with some motility issues in the gut. Motility is how the food moves through your digestive tract, as well as pro-inflammatory patterns that can negatively affect your intestinal lining. A good score means that the activity of methane gas production pathways is low. So that is good to know, but it looks like 52% of Viome customers have this marker as good. On an average, 18% of customers have it as an average, and 30% needs improvement. So those have been the only two markers that have been good for me. I'm probably going to do another video and share my screen to discuss the rest of the bad markers. But I think we already discovered the scores where I got really low. These are the only two where I got good. The rest of the markers that I have are average. So they still say that even for the average, there are recommendations to make improvements and make them better. They recommend that you test after 90 days of eating as recommended by Viome, and then it actually would help you. It would tell you if your markers increased if um, or if the markers became better from eating based on Viome recommendations, and they might add more food to your food list. Mine is certainly not very restrictive, but I know for sure that I could possibly eat a little bit more. And actually, today, since we have time, I am going to see if I can pull up the app on my phone. So it does integrate with your computer, with your phone Face ID. I'm going to pull up the list and show you how it actually looks. So this is how the home page looks. I hope you can see it. And as you see, it shows my recommendations, my foods to avoid and minimize, my superfoods, all of the foods and supplements. So let's look at all the superfoods that are available to me. And it shows them like this. So I do have a lot of foods available to me. The only problem I have is most of these foods I would never eat unless it was recommended by Viome. So I'm glad I'm trying out new foods. But these are my food recommendations: apple, artichoke, asparagus, black beans, black eyed peas, chard, chicory root, cilantro, cranberry, dandelion greens, fennel bulb, flax oil. I don't have flax oil yet. Maybe I should get it. Ginger, grapefruit, Jerusalem artichoke, olive oil, olives, oregano, papaya, pumpkin seeds, radicchio, raspberry, sage, sauerkraut, sunflower seeds, sunflower seeds, sweet potato or yam, and turmeric. Those are the only choices I have for superfoods. So that is still a lot of different foods I could try. I'm glad it has sweet potatoes and beans for carb too. So one of the healthier carbs that I would like to eat. But I used to eat a lot of Indian flat bread or whole wheat roti, so I'm cutting down on it based on these recommendations. We will review my enjoy and let's review the avoid foods since we are here. These are my avoid foods. Let's see. Blueberries are my avoid foods, and it does tell you why it is telling you to avoid the blueberries. So let's see. The blueberries are avoid for your microbiome. Your microbiome contains blueberry shock virus, which is known to infect blueberries. Since plant viruses in the microbiome have been associated with an inflammatory response, it is recommended for you to avoid blueberries. So my body already has blueberry shock virus, which is why I should not eat blueberries. So that sounds a little weird to me. So I do have frozen blueberries because I used to use them in the smoothies. Let's see, broccoli. My microbiome's response to broccoli. Broccoli is an avoid for your microbiome because broccoli contains glucosinolates. Glucosinolates, which has been shown to impair the absorption or utilization of essential nutrients if it is not degraded by specific microbes. An analysis of your data indicates that avoiding broccoli will be beneficial for you. Avoiding broccoli may improve your sulfite gas production pathways metabolism score. Okay, so it does tell you why they're asking you to avoid certain foods. Brussels sprouts are also my avoid for the same reason, glucosinolates. And I guess because Brussels sprouts and broccoli are same family of food. Cabbage is my avoid food for the same reason, glucosinolates. But I'm surprised sauerkraut is my superfood, so I could probably ferment the cabbage and eat. That's good to know. Cashews are my avoid food. Cashew is an avoid because cashews contain phytic acid, which has been shown to impair the absorption of essential nutrients if it is not degraded by specific microbes. An analysis of your data indicates that avoiding cashews will be beneficial for you. So I cannot eat cashews because of phytic acid, but it doesn't tell me what marker would it improve. Coffee is my avoid food. An analysis of your data indicates that catechols in coffee can be unfavorable to your microbiome and your gut integrity function. So that is the sad thing. I love my coffee, but it is an avoid food for me. Cucumber is my avoid food. So cucumber, cabbage, and broccoli used to be my go-to food. So I am completely off all of them now because of the recommendations and um, just trying out the new foods. But cucumber, why is cucumber an avoid food for me? Let's find that out. Your microbiome contains cucumber green mottle mosaic virus, which is known to infect cucumbers. Since the plant viruses in the microbiome have been associated with an inflammatory response, it is recommended for you to avoid the cucumber. So this is similar to the blueberry shock virus. but it says your microbiome already contains this virus. So that is interesting to me. Lobster is my other favorite food, but it is avoid for me because it is high in specific minerals such as sodium, which can cause a stress response in your microbiome. Your data indicates that you will benefit from avoiding lobster. Try consuming shrimp instead. Let me see. Shrimp is my enjoy food, but lobster is my avoid food. I don't eat lobster every day, but I do. I do love to indulge in lobster every now and then. Mustard greens are my avoid food. Well, that was another winter vegetable that I liked because it's seasonal and it tastes. I know there is a way to prepare it. It's so delicious with garlic and green chili peppers. Mustard greens is an avoid for your microbiome because of glucosinolates again. So same reason why broccoli and cabbage are avoid for me. Mustard greens. Tomatoes are an avoid for me, and I know I have accidentally been consuming tomatoes because tomatoes are everywhere in sauces and curries and everything. But why is it an avoid for my microbiome? Let's find that out. Your microbiome contains tomato brown rugose fruit virus, which is known to infect tomatoes. Since plant viruses in microbiome have been associated with an inflammatory response, it is recommended for you to avoid tomatoes. Boy, I do have a lot of viruses inside my microbiome. So, tomato, blueberries, and there was one more thing that I was supposed to avoid because of microbiomes. Let's see, wild rice is an avoid for me because of phytic acid. I don't eat wild rice, so it doesn't matter to me. But those are the only avoid foods I have. It also gives you a search function if you're specifically looking for a certain food that you are trying to eat. Let's search. Let me see what am I trying to eat. Let's do black tea. I love, if I can't have coffee, I love my Indian black tea. Let's see what does that say. Okay, so I pulled black tea and it does say black tea is a minimized for me. And I think you can still have a serving of minimized food or 1 cup of serving of black tea, but it does not give me a reason why it is a minimized for me, but it is sure a minimized for my microbiome. Let's see what else. Oh, let's try the basmati rice. So I just looked for rice and it pulled brown rice, rice milk, rice noodles, white rice, and wild rice. So all of the rice are minimized for me, and the wild rice is a void. Let's see. Wheat. So buckwheat is an enjoy food for me. Sprouted wheat bread is an enjoy food for me, and wheatgrass is an enjoy food. So I am glad. That is good. That is good to know because I could do sprouted wheat bread. I love sprouted wheat bread actually. So that is super. Buckwheat. I have never had buckwheat. Half cup cooked is a good serving size for me. So I have to probably figure out what buckwheat is. Let's try spinach. Okay, good. Spinach is a minimized food for me. It does not tell me why I should minimize spinach, but spinach is my minimized food. I am going to try okra because that is, believe it or not, that I know a recipe for it and it is one of my favorite vegetables. Okay, okra is an enjoy food for me. So it looks like only for the superfoods and the minimize foods. It does not tell you what to. It does not only for the avoid food. It tells you why you should avoid something. But for minimize and enjoy foods, it would not tell you why it is asking you to minimize it. Uh, for the superfoods, it still tells you the reason. We will review the superfoods later when we review the other markers. I am going to see you guys next time. Thank you. Bye.